wherever you are in the world, you are welcome to the Driving the Impact Agenda channel, where we try as much as possible to bring issues in academia into the public domain. Today, I've come to the home of Mr. Wilfred Kojo Kutriako, one of the iconic construction leaders in the country, Ghana, who has managed a successful company for over 50 years and has contributed to the growth of the construction industry in Ghana. As many of you will know, the industry in Ghana inherited from the colonial masters, starting from the PWD days, and then soon after independence, where Kwame Nkrumah formed the Ghana National Construction Company. And this later, around 66, broke into two to have PWD again, and then the state construction companies. And when you read the literature, the idea was that SCC was formed to break the monopoly of foreign companies that were dominating at that time. And I think it is around this time that Gracon Construction Limited also came into the scene. So we will say that Gracon, for which Mr. Kutriako was the CEO, and is still the CEO, was one of the few companies, indigenous companies, that came into the Ghanaian scene to be able to compete with the foreign contractors to break that monopoly. And I think it's time we celebrate our iconic construction leaders who have contributed so much to the economy in terms of what they have done. That is why we are here today to talk to Mr. Wilfred Kojo Kutriako. Mr. Kutriako, you are welcome. So, we are going to have some interesting discussion about your company. I've recounted, I think, somewhere around 67 that you came into the scene, and as per what I've just said, Nkrumah formed the SCC to be able to break this monopoly of the foreign companies, and we were one of the first indigenous companies in that era to also compete successfully in the economy. We will come to that for you to share your experiences. But first of all, let's see, where did it all start from? I mean, I know you were born somewhere near.
Yes. I was born in the village in Achame. Okay. I was born 10th October 1940 in the village. Okay. And at that time, it's only at primary school in the village class. So I finished primary school at the age of 13.
Wow.
So I left the village 1954 to date.
Wow.
Yes, I came to Ho, had to stay there, to stay evaluated to go to school. Those that know wholesale matter.
No, yes.
My father will pay the fee. You don't pay anything.
Okay.
Everything free.
Okay. But then, last time I was here, you said you went to technical school.
Yes, after that, coming to that.
Okay.
I completed 1957.
Okay.
I stayed at home 54, 57.
Okay.
And the woman I stayed with was a queen mother.
Okay.
Every morning between 5 and 6, I had to go bring palm wine for 4 good years.
Right.
Yes, because that's what she said to give you food to eat. Those were the days.
Yeah.
So for 4 years.
Yes. Okay. But I know you don't drink, so it means that you didn't learn how to drink.
Exactly.
That's great.
But that was I'll bring the money to the table.
Okay. Yeah.
And because your father don't pay light bill, only bring school fees. Okay. So that's the contribution. Okay. It's a service to mankind, service to God.
Okay. Okay. So let's come to the technical school.
So 1958. Okay. You know, those days there were a lot of private schools. Okay. This one was Rapid School of Draftsmanship.
Wow.
At Odoko.
Ah, that is you have been to Accra.
Yes.
Oh, 1958. Well, some of us were still somewhere.
You see, and it was a good school. But you see, those that are not in Ghanaian, when they get the money, the school has still been there.
Yeah.
You see?
Yes.
So I finished that in
1960.
1960.
Okay.
And then to get a job was a problem.
Okay.
Unfortunately, at that time, Robert Kosa Engineering was a German consulting engineer who designed the Labadi Steel Circle. So they were at the Kukumame, the late Oluseyi's wife's house. So they were looking for something. So one of my colleagues is dead now. They were looking for technicians. So I went there after they interviewed me. The Germans themselves, they employed me as a technician.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's where it started from.
Yeah,
I can see I'm holding your German certificate. That is a Stans Bachelor in this time.
Yes.
And I can see
But then,
engineer Zognis, that's a certificate. And I think by 10th February 1967, you had a degree in civil engineering. That is a there, Starlichshire, Proving Goshen. This one is a bit difficult for you.
So after that,
okay, so if you can tell us, then you went to Germany.
Yeah, as I was saying, with the company, you know, because the German lost their colony early.
Okay.
So that year they give a lot of scholarship. They were Germans. And they give 2 of the staff to the company. We are one German company.
Okay.
That is separation East and West Germany.
Okay. Okay.
So they give 2 scholarships to the company.
Okay.
And though I was there not long, I was one of the recipients.
Oh, okay.
Because the Germans do everything.
Okay.
And one of secretary, I don't know if he's still alive. Yeah, went 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
So they gave one of the scholarship to me and her.
Oh, so you benefited from when they lost the colony.
Yes.
Then scholarships that were floated, and because you work in a German company. Great. That's great to hear. So, which exactly did you get to Germany?
Yes. So I left for Germany in 1961. That time I was the age of 21.
Yeah.
You see?
Very young boy.
Very young. And when we got there, everything had been arranged. And Claude had to say something. Those days, I was just at the village when the telegram came that I should proceed to Accra.
Okay.
And immediately, you know, those days, my grandmother had to give me about £3. Just to travel because we are trying to serve this country.
Okay.
Those days, you know, they keep the money in the house.
Okay.
So later my father came, but he didn't take the money. So I left for Germany at the age of 21.
Wow.
Yes.
That's good. That's very interesting.
Yes. And when we got to Germany, although we started the language here, but not to that extent, we had to stay families for 6 months.
Yeah.
To
No, I'm reminiscing this because my first trip abroad, I was 29 years old. So 21 is pretty very young for you to be on your own.
You know Rudy King?
Yeah.
The father.
Okay.
We were in Germany together.
Oh, okay. That's very, that's great to hear. Okay.
Yeah.
This is very interesting. I know if you say want to talk about it, this is very. Let's come to graduate contractors, which became Gracom Limited. One of the. So I want to know, which year did you start the company?
You know, as I told you, I returned 69. And then up to I did some little work with other companies. Okay. And then eventually I went to Europe and Partners, who were consulting engineers. Okay. Employed me as a structural engineer. Okay. And then 72 who came. So immediately so we had to move. So immediately all the time from Germany, I said that one day I'll do my own consulting work. Okay. Because Germany we do a lot of study. And then when the thing came immediately, you can't be in the house. So I tried to still go money. Okay. Those days the trade was working. I went, they came, they pay everything. Okay. And then 3 weeks they said I should proceed to work. Okay. And then since I still had that my Takwa, then you'll be underground. Okay. Okay. So I didn't go. So I applied to SCC too. But they also
that's the state construction company. Okay. So you worked there before.
So that's how I came to Kumasi October 72.
Okay, to form
to work for SCC.
So let's say in a way you have answered. Yes. I was going to ask you a question about your motivation for forming a company, but you have answered that already. Yes. Because that demonstrates that as young as you are at that time, the issue of entrepreneurial space was part of you, and I think this is what even currently in the education system you're talking about entrepreneurial training, so that people can take up projects on this. That's very good.
You see, this GSS started in Germany in the 60s.
Okay.
GSS.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why those who don't want to do academic work in France. Okay. 3 times a week. So That's why you look at the white people are magicians. No.
No, okay.
Because of the training.
Training, okay. But so I was going to ask you, what informed the name, the choice of the name of the company?
You know, when I came to SC State Construction Corporation, all this idea was already there. So the one who left is dead now. My brother, the idea came. So I promoted the idea, but you see, Ghanaians talk. One day I just decided I want to register the company in Accra.
Okay.
And then the others didn't join it, so I remained, no, but here I passed on.
Okay. Okay.
So at that time, as I told you, PWD, so this job was coming, we applied.
Okay.
And those days, no money matter.
Okay.
The first job we had, that's what I spoke to you about yesterday near BBRC, JU Ando.
Yeah, we will come to the project there, but I wanted to, because you were saying you met as a group, and then you ask yourself, what names should we give the
So
company?
when we met, we wanted, so we want to do construction, but who are we?
Okay.
Very.
So you ask the question, who are we? Okay, so you are graduate contractors.
What do you want to do? Construction.
Okay.
How the name came about, because to be condemning names and this.
Yeah. Then it became Krakom, and it became so synonymous when it comes to construction in Ghana.
Exactly.
Yeah. And really, you did some very big jobs.
Yes.
I was just flipping through your dossier here. I can see institutions of adult education in Legon.
Adult being here.
Here.
Yes.
Here.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know whether I can show this to
Kumasi here.
Kumasi here. I can see Wisconsin.
Yes. That's what we did.
Yeah.
University.
I can see their library.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got some. You were mentioning New Edubia.
Yeah, those days, this picture not there. Okay. Those were the first job that was mentioned.
Okay. And then Gogosu and other. So you can talk about some of the projects that.
And also, Kumasi Ministry of Health.
Okay.
Near electricity.
Okay.
We built it those days.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The electricity company.
Yes. No, not electricity. Medical. When you are going to electricity, the medical.
Okay. Okay. So you had projects all over the country.
Yeah. Those days, you see, as I said, it's not money matter. They recommend when you are competent.
Yeah. And I remember the Smith Suyebwa.
Yes.
Were also very prominent.
That one, the Ashafon time. Ojo Numapa became the board chairman. Okay. So they said they had to pre-qualify the contractors. Okay. Before, so they were pre-qualified before we started the project.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was the time Kwaba was employed as a lecturer.
Yeah. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, let me say that for the Suyebwa project, I still have nostalgic feelings to it because happy to work under you briefly before I left for my master's in the UK. So I was stationed at the Suyebwa as a site engineer. And you know, when I got there, those machines, you are very powerful machines down there.
Yeah, those days we had a lot of machines, carpentry and
So what it is that when you started construction, you were classified as a D1, that is a top class contractor.
Yeah, you know, you upgrade from we started from the highest is now we are in.
Okay. Okay. The highest. Okay.
The highest.
Okay. Okay.
Civil A1.
Okay. Okay.
You see, and one thing, you see, when we came back, that's also because those days they were expertise. In construction, those days you have to have your own machines. Okay. So I decided that's how I went to building. Okay.
So that's why you didn't go to Rose Capital in
those days.
Okay. But I'm happy to hear this because if you read the literature, especially for instance, there's one book, a book by Edmonds and Myers, aspects of the construction industry in developing countries, and they talk about this idea of SCC. Coming in so that to break this monopoly of and you are that's what you are saying. Yes. There was a lot of expertise firms those days, and it is you guys who came in to be able to help to break indigenous construction.
And then again, we said, if SCC was there today, there will be no unemployment.
Yeah. Okay. Well, some people will debate that anyway because of the private sector issue. But I want you to talk about this idea of there were so many it was dominated by expatriate firms,
Yes.
and you were the people who came in
Yeah.
to begin to build the
Really,
confidence.
but some of them could not sustain the momentum.
Okay.
Some of them are passed on. And,
Okay. But you have been through it for the past 50 years.
yes.
That's very
You
encouraging
see,
to hear.
that's what I said. The money, you see, the thing that the company is for you, the company is not for you.
Yeah.
The company is for the Lord.
Okay.
You are just a caretaker.
Okay.
So you have to manage in accordance with the.
Okay.
You have to submit your audit. So now, for the time now, a lot of companies have tried out of the issue because they don't submit anything that.
Yeah, to show that they are.
That's
Yeah.
Wow. You
Wow.
see.
Well, you know, what you have said is also very instructive, because sometimes when you look at the literature,
Yeah.
some of these foreign companies, it dates back 200 years,
Exactly.
250, and then you see Ghanaian companies,
Yes.
as soon as the founder passes on, then
Everything.
and you can cite so many examples of companies.
Yes.
Once the leader is gone, then
One
happy
thing
to
I
see
noticed is
that.
that you see, you have to involve the children early.
Okay.
You know, those days the children are kept like a year or two, and then I ask myself, Papa, they were young, having a.
Okay. Yeah. That
Get
if
them
your
involved.
father
Even
is not
if they are not engineers,
Okay.
right now they lack.
Okay.
But because he's so involved, he cannot be sure.
Yeah. Okay. You. So the company was. I know 13th November.
Yeah.
2023.
Yeah.
It was 50 years when you formed the company.
Yes.
That's very really done well. Keeping it.
That is
I think these are the things we need to celebrate for the younger people,
Yes.
or the new companies which are in the system, to get to know.
Exactly.
How you came to help the system, and the contributions you have made. And that's why I'm happy that we are sharing this platform
Yes.
for you to share your experience. So, was there any celebration for the 50 years?
No, 50 years, for some time there has not been contract.
Okay.
Before you celebrate anniversary, you don't just invite people.
Okay.
It's all resources. So I hope that sooner or later we'll get something
Okay.
that is never too late. You
Yeah.
can never celebrate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let me ask, the construction industry all over the world, look at the literature, is discussed as the backbone of the economy.
Yeah.
And for some time, Ghana, the industry was doing well, contributing to GDP. Recently, I've heard that we are going to the negative and all. I mean, it's like the construction should have been able to prepare the country so
Because
much, but
you see, business, you need, as a concern, so long as the world doesn't come to an end, there's a hope.
Yeah.
Ghana will not continue like this. Things might definitely change.
Okay.
But again, we the people have to formulate this thing and put first thing first right. We don't put square pegs in a round hole.
Okay.
As I told the beginning, engineers recommend.
Okay.
You know that if you give it a job,
You can
even you can go and hire a machine.
Okay.
So this is sort of emphasis I'm laying. Like a company, now I'm not there. If I'm there, the company should work.
Okay.
Do not necessarily a family member.
Okay.
Anybody who joined the company and carry it to another level.
That's right.
And
That's
carry it
right.
on.
Okay.
This is what I'm hoping.
Okay.
You
So,
see?
what we would say were some of the, and of course, I know some of them could be political, which we don't want to talk about here. But what were some of the challenges that you had during your time, and how you were able to navigate your way around it?
You see, challenges, those in the economy, like going for the bank loan, or if you have a good job, like when we were working at AGC, we built 100 houses for overseas.
Wow.
100 houses, yes. Elan built the senior staff, we built the junior staff.
Okay.
And those days, within about 2-3 weeks, your check is ready.
Okay.
So you could go to temporary facilities, my check will be here. But then when the money can use it, put it back in the job.
Okay. Yeah.
And that is the most important thing.
Okay. So putting the money back into the company.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So in the past, that's why a lot of them, they go for the money, they don't want to pay.
Okay.
You see, for example, when I know that the client, for example, the last job we did with Wisconsin University, where we have it, he said you buy materials.
Okay.
And today, people don't know. A client to buy material, there are a lot of intricacies. So he bought the material, we should have finished the job within 1 year.
Okay.
We finished 9 months.
Okay.
Because he was buying the material, I was for labor only.
Labor only. Okay.
So today, even if assuming a client comes to, I'll give you so much job, I'll pay give you the material, but not government. Government, they will do that. That is why, yes.
Okay.
So, and also, when there's a job, give it to the contractor. He has alone to go and find his funding.
Okay, funding for, okay.
But when you say I'll buy my like government, that's everything collapse.
Okay, so it means the government side, because government say you buy materials and those, that is why maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because now what is happening in this country, the client say give the job to already he knows maybe.
So like the issue about pre-qualification that you went through those days, they are no more following, which is a shame that you need to look at.
You want to see your background and what you've done, whether you do.
I get you. That's why, from of course, it's discussed in the literature, political affiliations and things. That's not something we want to.
You know, the assembly job I mentioned, since she came, I didn't take any because they have the notion that the contractor makes so much money, 30%. So Ghana here people think that the contractor makes money. But if you're going to do the job professionally, you can't make that money.
That's very, very beautiful. I wish we will have time to come again to talk about very detailed things. But let me ask. So let's look at the business climate in Ghana when it comes to construction. Has it really, in terms of policies, has it really supported the?
No, they're not supported. You see, that again, they only think about themselves money. Like today, assuming today we had a contract. And the money can take so go and buy this from me. The money is for the company. But many people don't think like that. It's in the company belongs, we are just caretaker. That's how I see it. That's our sustainer. So before I left, we don't owe bank, we don't owe anybody. You see, so when you get the money must go into the job. See, and those is certificate raised mentally. They don't give you all the money. As you work, they come and evaluate and pay you. They'll give you mobilization. But all those things the politicians have come to ignore.
It's like something they might not admit, but you all know that
it is a fact.
At least when you listen to the discourse.
Even now, this agenda 111. They give them money, taking the money, but they can't finish.
Well, that one.
No, I mean,
I get you. In fact, yesterday I think on Joy News, they were trying to talk about it, how many projects they have completed. So generally, I think
somebody came and denied them. One remaining professor something says, "Oh, Jimmy."
Anyway, those ones because they are not here. They are not here.
I know, but you see, so you are academia, and I know you know much about construction. So you are the people because what you have done, I was thinking by now even government accepted them.
Okay. So obviously. This is a very important moment for me because the idea that Kwame Nkrumah had independence, that indigenous contractors should come in to break the monopoly of expatriate firms. You were one of the few companies that came in at that time. 1967, when you came in, means that you were one of the prime contractors at that time who came to support that Kwame Nkrumah's ideas. And we need to learn lessons from.
You know, Kwame had about 240 technical schools, if you check back. So those days, they were doing the work. Even when they came to Ghana, not the people were engineers, some of them came and learned from Ghanaians.
So I think what is interesting about it is that now, over 50 years, GRACON is still in the system, but a bit silent. Many people might not even know what you have done, but you have done very great things, including all the jobs you have mentioned. I'm hoping that the people who are listening and the contractors who are now in the system will learn lessons from what you have discussed today. Is there any message that you have for such?
The message I want to have for the young ones is that when you are an engineer working somewhere, your integrity is at stake. Because the young people are looking after you. Today, for example, so tell the one of the driver, take this here for me. The thing knows that it's for the company. So you cannot discipline him, but you have to be disciplined. Otherwise, if you are not, I cannot discuss it. That's why when the coup came, a lot of people ran away. So you must be disciplined, engineer, concentrating on fail. Yes, this is what I've noticed.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I wish this conversation could continue, I've been talking to Mr. Wilfred Kojo Kutirako, and he has recounted his early days, technical education, and how he got to Germany, came back to Ghana to set up graduate contractors, which became Dracon and were so popular in the country. They built a lot of structures. They were in Bogoso, Goldfields,
even Sectec.
Yeah.
And we did a lot for
stuff
AGC.
Adult education. Flags.
And then we built banks.
Yeah, that's what the projects they are counted. And so so I'm looking at looking at your profile document and the genesis of the company's name, and I want to just read this quote. Normally, companies' names are either derived from initials or formed by names, but in our case, our first meeting, we asked ourselves, what do we intend doing as a company? Being graduate engineers, hence the name Dracon Limited came in, that is graduate contractors. That's so beautiful. Mr. Kutirako, I'm so happy for this opportunity to have interviewed you, and it's important we put this legacy out there for the younger generation to understand how people like you have contributed to the construction industry, and after 50 years, how things are looking like, and they're looking at the future. So I'm highly grateful, and I hope that you have the opportunity to meet again.
I'm also happy that I met you, and
thanks so much.
you took interest in the thing. You see, these are the things we should help each other.
Yeah. Thank you.
You see, Ghanaians, the young ones, they all have talent.
Yeah.
So don't be thinking about quick money.
Okay.
You see, yesterday I was saying this house, I didn't build it. 8 years.
Okay.
Gradually. I didn't go for loan because you're an engineer. When some of the leftovers, you fly back.
Okay. Great. Thanks so
Thank you very
much.
much.
Okay.